Hi, let's talk about Microvast Holding. It's a company together with its subsidiaries designs and manufactures fast charging battery power system for commercial and specialty electrical vehicles. Market cap is already pretty big, 3 billion, and the revenue is forecasted to grow almost 50% per year. Revenue grew already by 42% over the past year. But on the risk side, the shares are highly illiquid. Snowflake Analyze shows mostly red. Future growth 2 out of 6, health 3 out of 6. And latest share price and events, we see here that they entered index and strategic alliance was announced. So if we look at they added to the Nasdaq Composite Index and also the strategic alliance. Microvast and Eversum to jointly drive urban commercial vehicle electrification. That is leading to the performance. So we see here the 7-day return, but they merged with the Tuscan Holdings, so they did the merge, and but currently the basically based on today's trading day, 16%, 5-day return, 28, 1 month. So past month minus 17%, 6 month minus 42%. So it's highly volatile share also. Anyway, 1-year return looks pretty green, almost 20% per year past year. And here we see the long-term price volatility lowest because there is no data on the 5-year volatility relative to the market. Industry itself is pretty highly volatile itself. Valuation side, we see here no data, and TipRanks has the price target currently $6, so that means 50% downside. And analyst rating consensus, there's one selling. On the market watch, we see here pretty similar stock price target $6. So there is volatility, but they had this peak in February 24.50. Then those who bought then, they are like minus 50%. In the deeps point, 67% on minus side. So there is of course possibilities that it could go parabolic to the same level as it had been, for example, in February. So I see many of the stocks does. If it goes down and you're pretty mostly liking the company, if you are playing along, there could be opening some of the better opportunities. So if you're long and you're also buying, for example, you bought the shares 1st of February. So many of you say you research one of the stocks that is already like gone on and doing the peak. So basically, many of the stocks that I research are making after I research even more, like plus 100 in few months. But basically, if you're long and you buy, for example, 24.50, then it goes down. So it hit, for example, minus 20%. If you are sure, and or minus 30, for example, you just average. But if it already, you see the dynamic, if it already hits 130%, so maybe you should wait for a correction. So there's also always the correction is coming, and as it did here, so it dropped back to this normal level. What was it on the $10 per share? So it drops once again to this one. You just lower your average by buying more. So those who buy on the peak, you just wait, for example, minus 30. If you're sure, if you're long, you could average the stock price. So by investing same amount on the 16, your average would be pretty much 19, 20. Also, if it drops once again, so you brought on 16, if it drops once again 30, you would average more. So you could buy at 11. So you brought once in February, once in March, once in April, and until the day for it would bounce back to those same levels, and then pretty much the profit will come from it. But define your strategy. Don't be too greedy. Of course, if it hits like here we see from November till February, so few months 100% plus. So basically that means that the correction is coming, and if it came, there's more buying opportunities. And of course you have to believe in company, you have to do the research and so on. Future growth, as I said, 49%. The company is unprofitable. Earnings per share growth is actually there's no forecast for it. Past performance, last year's earnings growth was 20%, and as I said, the company is unprofitable. Financial health side, we see that debt is increasing, equity is decreasing, cash and little of cash. So this is pretty risky situation where the debt to equity ratio is over 1,000, almost 1,300%. So that's considered as very high. And if the equity continues to drop, it would be on the negative side. That is not so good situation. That could mean that this stock would be shorted, and there's high possibility that it would go to the same amount of the price target as it has through $6, and even less if this continues. Balance sheet looks pretty red. So there's on the debt side 230 million and cash, 10 million, 16 million of equity. They are not paying dividends, and insider transactions, no volume, and ownership breakdown. Individual insiders 100%, but I think there's no data on this one. Last reporting holding date 23rd of July. Simple Safe Dividends shows that shares outstanding are the same. Total sales are volatile, but they managed to increase over almost over 41%. And investing.com summary of the stock for long-term investors as a neutral by technical indicators, sell, moving average, buy. And here we see about the short. So anyone know the current short interest percentage? Heard it was 21% on VSB, but have nowhere to verify that if it's that high. Buy and hold to wait for the squeeze. Don't forget to call your broker that will opt out the stock lending programs, so they cannot lend your share to short the stock. And here's the answer. There's no shares available to short. 2 million are already shorted. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and see you in the future one.